Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful bonnet. I think it is so pretty and so classy. Like, this is so dressy. I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed with it. So it's just a basic garter stitch bonnet with then a mix of stocking stitch and garter stitch for a frill. I think it's so pretty. I really like how it looks. Like, I just think it's so pretty and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Also, I did this cord for it, but I did not pattern this. But if you would like to know how to do it, definitely let me know and I will show you that. But yeah, this is the bonnet. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. Okay, so we're going to start off by using our 3mm needles. It's up to you if you want to use circular or straight. It doesn't really matter, depending on what you prefer. And then I'm just going to be using this cotton. This is 100% cotton and it's for 2.5 to 3mm needles. And this is what I'm going to be using today because I'm just using it. So I'm going to start by doing the cast on. I'm just going to be doing the long tail cast on method. So I'm just going to do the pull tie and just cast on. And I'm going to be casting on 7 to 7 stitches because I'm going to be knitting the one for 1 to 3 months. If you're knitting the 3 to 6, cast on approximately 2 stitches, 8 to 7 for 6 to 9 months. These are all like approximate measurements, which is what's worked out for me. But it all depends, I suppose, on the measurement of your baby and of your wool or yarn. So I'm just going to cast on 77. So I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 75, 76 and 77 stitches. Okay, so I've just taken 5 stitches off. I'm going to do the 72 stitches one, which is the like 0 to 3 months, I would say, because I'm wanting it to go with the knitted eyelet nappy cover that we knitted. I'm not going to do eyelets on it, but still it's the same colour, so it can go with it perfectly. So I've cast on my 72 stitches and now I need to knit for 8 centimeters, just in plain knitting. This is where you decide if you want to do eyelets or braids or stocking stitch or whatever you want to do, but this one is just going to be in plain knitting. So I just knit, and I'm just going to knit, slip in the first stitch on every row except for my first one, and that's it. I'm just going to knit now for 8 centimeters, 8 centimeters for 0 to 3 months, and then 9.5 centimeters, 10.5, 11, 12, so on for the rest of the sizes. Okay, so my work is now measuring 8 centimeters. I have achieved the height for the size bonnet that I'm going to be knitting, and now we're going to have to start decreasing because now is when we want to knit the back of the bonnet. And seeing as this isn't the same bonnet as the previous one I uploaded, this is a different one, we have to now separate our work in 3 parts. So if I have 72 stitches, I have to separate it in 3 parts. Okay, so I now have to separate this into 3 parts. If you have 2 equal parts and 1 uneven, you would leave the equal ones on the outside and the even one in the inside. So for me it is 24, so I'm going to count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 24, and I'm going to place my first marker here, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 24, 26, 24, sorry. Yeah. And then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 24. Okay, perfect. So, okay, so I now have my work divided into 3 equal parts. I have 72 stitches, so 72 divided by 3 is 24, so I have 24 equal parts. But say instead of 72 you have 74, no, 73. So you would have 24, 24 and 25 you would have in the middle. So then the uneven number would be here and these two would be even, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so now is the part. So what I'm going to do is slip my first stitch as I have been doing, sorry I'm not in focus here, slip the first stitch as I have been doing for the first stitch on all my rows, and I'm going to knit as usual until my second marker. So I'm just going to knit, knit, knit knit, and even though I'm going to reach this marker, I'm just going to slip and carry on knitting. Oops. Okay, so I reached this first marker and I'm just going to slip it and just carry on knitting, so ignore the marker on this first one. Oops. And I'm knitting all the way to the second marker, and now I need to stop at the marker before the stitch before the marker and the stitch after the marker. So this is the stitch before and this is the stitch after, so I'm just going to remove my marker and put my stitch back on. So this is the stitch that was before the marker and this is the one after, and I'm just going to knit both of those together just as normal and knit. And now I'm going to turn my work completely, so I have it like this and I'm going to just turn. So I now have my tail here and I bring it, and you can either place your marker back on, or if you know where your marker should be, I'll leave it on so I don't confuse you. So now what I'm going to do is slip my first stitch like I do at the beginning of my work, and then I'm going to knit. So I keep it tight and knit to the previous stitch, sorry, to the stitch before and after the marker again. So this is the stitch before the marker, this is the stitch after. I'm going to get rid of the marker, put the stitch back on, knit 2 stitches together just as normal, and then turn. So we just do not knit these stitches basically. And now again I'm gonna slip the first stitch, knit, okay, so I have finished my decreases. Here are my 24 remaining stitches. So this is the back of the bonnet, and now I'm just going to put these stitches on a holder. You can either cast them off or not, but we have to then pick them back up to do the bit for around the neck, so I don't think there's any point casting them off. I'm just going to put them on a holder. So I'm just going to put all these on this piece of cotton, or this piece of thread or yarn, whatever you call it, and I'm just going to put these stitches on there and leave them on hold because we're going to do the frill first and then we'll do the neckband. It doesn't really matter the order you do it, but I'm just going to do the frill first, depending on if you want to also pick up the frill and put it in the neck piece, the neckband. Okay, so now we're going to pick up the stitches on the front of our work. So we're going to get the outside, which is this side, because this was the outside of our work, like so, if you remember. So we're going to turn it around and we're going to start on the right front side, and we're just going to put our needle through like this. You can either put it all the way through, or we're going to try and do it like this. So we put it through like so, we loop this over and bring it back out, if that made any sense. So we're going to do another one. So we go in here, we loop this over and out, and we're just going to do that on all the stitches all the way around. 3, 4. Okay, so in order to do the frill we have to have in total a multiple of 3 plus 2. So I'm just going to count my stitches. We've got 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 14, 16, 18, 22, 24, 26, 28, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 52, 54, 56, 58, 62, 64, 66, 68, 69, which is 69 a multiple of 3, 9 and 6, 15. Yes, plus 2. Perfect. Okay, so I have 71 stitches, which is a multiple of 3 plus 2. What I do is I count leaving 2 stitches, and if this number is a multiple of 3, we've got it, and if not, we'll either add 1 on or knock 1 off. So now we have done that, we're going to knit our first row, shall we say. We've picked up stitches on our first one, which is the knit all row, and now we have to knit 2, purl 1, knit 2, purl 1 throughout the whole work. Okay, so we're going to knit the first stitch because it's my like first row. Knit, knit, purl 1, knit, knit, purl 1. Focus the camera. Purl 1, knit, knit, purl 1, knit, knit, purl 1, knit, knit. So we've done our first row of work, and now it's time for the second row, which is now the outside row, and it is going to be knit 2, purl 2, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, purl 2. So this is on the front. This is the like tricky part. Let's see. So what we now need to do is purl 2. So I'm gonna slip 1 purlwise, like so. Hang on, let me shimmy forward. Okay. So wait, slip 1 purlwise, purl 1. And then it says yarn over, knit 1, yarn over. So I leave my yarn as if I'm going to purl, but instead I knit, and that creates a yarn over. If you can see, as it goes like that, that's a yarn over. Knit 1, yarn over, and I need to yarn over purlwise now, so then I can purl. So I have my wool here, my yarn, and I've got knit 2, purl 2, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over purlwise. So we do that, we go over once and under, and then purl 2, yarn over, knit 1, so yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, purl 2, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, purl 2, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, purl 2, knit 1, purl 2, knit 1, purl 2, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, purl 2. And I'm just going to do this all the way to the other side. And if all goes right, you should end on purl 2. And that is the end of our third row. And now we are back on the back of the work. So now we need to knit 2, purl 3 throughout the whole of the thing, and eventually we're going to end up with a ton of stitches on our needles, and each time it's going to get harder and harder to knit, but we've just got to battle through and it will look amazing. Okay, so we said knit 2, purl 3, so slip 1 knitwise, oops, out of focus, there we go, slip 1 knitwise, knit 1, and now it's time to purl 3. So if you want it with holes in, you just purl it normally, but I want to avoid the holes, so I'm going to go through the back. So instead of knitting through the purl like this, we're going to do it through, oops, through here, like so. So up this bit, purl, purl normal, and then this one, which is the yarn over, purl through the back. Okay, and then again knit 2, purl through the back, so through this one, purl, and then purl through the back, knit 2, again purl through this part here, purl normal, oops, purl through here. If we purl it normal, all 3 purls, even the yarn overs, we will end up with a holy frill, which also looks really pretty, but I prefer this one. through here, 2, 3, knit 2. Oops. It's kind of tricky, but you will get the hang of it eventually, and then it gets easier. I'm finding it tricky because I'm holding my needle, sorry, in a really bad position to be able to film, and it makes it really easy to drop a stitch. I don't know, you'll eventually just get the way of doing it and doing it right. So what I do is I pass it like this to like kind of stretch it in a way and then do it, and it seems to make it a lot easier if I do it like this. See, that's like my trick, my personal trick, but you'll just like eventually find a way, oh my god, see, to just do it easier. Okay, so I now have a ton of stitches on my work and I've got to carry on. Okay, so we're now on our 5th row, which is purl 2, yarn over, knit 3, yarn over, purl 2, yarn over, and so on, just repeat again and again. So let's do that. So we're going to slip our first stitch purlwise, like so, purl another one, and then just exactly the same, leave our yarn as if we're going to purl, but we knit 1, 2, oops, 3, yarn over purlwise, purl 2, yarn over, knit 3, 1, 2, 3, oops, like so. So we've just knit 3, oops, and then I'm going to yarn over purlwise, purl 2, yarn over knitwise, so we just leave it where it is, knit 1, 2, 3, yarn over purlwise, purl 2. And if you have done your row right, you should end on purl 2. Look how many stitches we have and how close together they all are now. That's crazy. Okay, so now we are on our 6th row, which is knit 2, purl 5, repeat. Wow. But you can already see it coming through. I hope you can see it. So now we said knit 2, purl 5, and then we've just got to do one more row of increases. So slip 1, knit 1, focus, slip 1, knit 1, and then purl 5. So we've got to purl it through the back to avoid the hole unless you want to do it. Purl, 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 and purl through the back, knit 2, and repeat. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, knit 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, knit 2. Okay, so our frill is coming together. This is our last increase row, which consists of purl 2, yarn over, knit 5, yarn over, purl 2 on repeat. So slip my first one purlwise. This is like when there's going to be more stitches on our needle. It's going to be crazy. So purl 2, yarn over knitwise, and now knit 5, 1, 2, 3, sorry, 4, 5, yarn over purlwise, purl 2, yarn over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over purlwise, purl 2, yarn over knitwise, knit 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, purl 2, Okay, there's 3 rows to go. So this one is knit 2, purl 7, knit 2, purl 7, all the way to the other side, ending on knit 2. Okay, so now we have done the knit 2, purl 7 and ended on knit 2. So that's the end of our increases. Now we don't have to do any more. Now we just have to do one whole row of knit on the front, and then on the back, sorry, we're gonna cast off knitwise. So we've got that many stitches. So just slip my first stitch knitwise and knit. I'm just gonna knit all the way to the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I've done my knitting row, and I was pretty sure I had 211 stitches, but I did lose count slightly, so I'm not quite sure. Anyway, so I've done my whole knit row, and now I'm going to just cast off, slip the first stitch and cast off knitwise the whole 200 and however many stitches that I've now got on my needle. Oops, that was my phone, sorry. Like so. Okay, so I've now cast off, and this is what our bonnet's looking like. It is so close to being done. So now we have it like that. Here are the stitches that we didn't cast off, and now we have to pick up the stitches round the neckband. So we need to pick them up on the right side of the work, so we're going to pick them up like so, and we're just going to pick up, it's either up to you if you want to pick up from the right from the edge or from here. I'm going to pick up from the edge on this one. I haven't done, shall I say, on the last ones. I've picked up from here. But I'm going to just pick up along the whole edge, right from the tip of the frill, right to where we have just finished casting off. So I'm just going to do it as we did earlier. I'm going to just put my, oops, sorry, let me get my ballable. Just going to put my needle through here, like so, and over, through, over, and through. Over and through, and so on, all the way to the other side of the bonnet. And I'm not even in focus. There we go. And then as we get to here, as you can see, we don't have to then pick up the stitches, we've already got them. So now these we have to put on our left needle. Like so. And I'm going to pull here at the string, at the thread, and then I'm just going to knit those as usual, pulling this thread tight. And now I carry on picking up all the way to the other end of the frill, and then I'm gonna knit just in garter stitch for about 3 rows probably, and cast off on the 4th. Okay, so we are so close to finishing it. So now I'm gonna tie my ends in, and it is time for you to decide what kind of strap you're gonna do. I think I'm gonna do a twisted cord. If you don't know how to do them and you want to know, definitely let me know down in the comments. I don't know, I said it all in like one word then. And I will for sure film that. You could also just do a knitted strap with a buttonhole. You could do an I-cord, you could do crochet, you could do all sorts. But I'm going to do twisted cord, and I will show you when I've finished. Okay, so I've finished doing these twisted cords for the bonnet, and they're my new favourite thing. Like, so easy to make, and I love the finish to them. So yeah, the bonnet is finished. Here it is on a polystyrene bowl, just so you can see it better. Here we have the bow, the back of the bonnet, everything, the little band at the bottom. You can make it thicker or thinner, and the front of it. Like, how cute is it? I think it's so cute. and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, this is the finished product. I really hope you did enjoy it. If you did, smash a thumbs up. If you would like to know how to do the this cord, the eye cord, the button band, anything, let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't already, and also let me know what the videos you would like to see. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very, very soon with a new video. So until then, bye bye.